What's going on YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 video, and I'm just checking in on you. What's going on? How's it going? Now today is June 25th, and this is going to be your weekly vendor reset and must-buys. So sit back, relax, grab that popcorn, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. But we're going to start off at the base of ops. We'll make our way around DC, and then we will finish up in New York City. Our first vendor is going to be the base of ops vendor. Here we go.
Good to see you.
And starting off at the top, we have the Carpenter. This is the named Lingmo chess piece with a perfectly mad bomber for that talent. And this week it comes with hazard and status effects for the attributes. What I would do is I typically would not be using this named item. So if you do not already have it fully proficient under the expertise, you can buy this over and over and get duplicates. And then you can go to your expertise in the tinkering station and just donate all of these duplicates to get it fully proficient without even using it. For the weapons, we have an AUG with the magazine size and preservation. Police M4 with max assault rifle damage. Nice. Optimal range and fast hands. Ugh, that's not good. And finally, a 93R with swap speed and reformation. Looking at the gear items, both Araldi. First one, backpack with overclock, repair skills, and skill haste. And chest piece with glass cannon, repair skills, and hazard. Looking at the mods, we have crit hit damage 10.3, drone duration 6.2, my bad, turret plus 1 extra mortar, and sticky bomb damage 6.3. Now there are no must buys or anything from the base of ops vendor, so let's go ahead and jump to the next. Now the next two vendors are here in DC and also in New York City. First one is going to be the Countdown vendor. Here we go. Now, the Countdown vendor has 3 named items. The first one, Mozambique Special with perfect breadbasket and crit hit damage. Following that, we have a Firm Handshake with status effects, weapon handling, and decent weapon damage. And Invisible Hand with the perfect Allegro talent and crit hit damage. I would not recommend any of those. And finally, running over here to the clan vendor. As I do that, shout out to the DoD Disciples of Doom. We are on all platforms, and if you are interested in joining the clan, just make sure you join my Discord server, and you'll see the tabs to get on the list. All right, here we go. Clan vendor. Starting with the designated hitter, this is the named marksman rifle with perfect reformation. And this one comes with max armor damage. That's good. So if you do like this marksman rifle, this is a decent one to pick up. I would just max out the marksman rifle and optimize the headshot damage, and you're good to go. Nice. Looking at the gear set items, we have an Eclipse Protocol chest piece with repair skills, Striker holster with crit chance, and a True Patriot pair of knee pads with headshot damage. Looking at the high-end items, we have a M700 Carbon with armor damage and strained. This is a good roll for the marksman rifle. You could change the talent for whatever it is you want. I would not have strained on here at all, but most definitely you could go ranger. You could go determined. There's a few you could benefit from. Optimist. Moving on, we have the SIG 716 with crit chance and strained. A 612 shotgun with reload speed and reformation. Looking at the gear set or the gear items, we have Overlord chest piece with spotter, weapon handling, and repair skills. It's all right. I mean, everyone likes to have weapon handling on their rifle builds, so this is a really good one to pick up. Because what you could do is you could use a rifle like the M1A CQB or the just classic M1A, put flatline on there with damage targets at a cover, and use flatline with the spotter, and then you could go weapon handling and like say crit chance or something like that, maybe weapon handling headshot, and just have like laser beam headshots. That could work. I don't know. Not bad. Not bad at all. After that, we have a Badger Tough backpack with hazard, explosive resistance, and creeping death. This is a really good backpack for a tanky shotgun build. I would just re-roll the Creeping Death for Adrenaline Rush, and then you're good to go. This really good rolls on this. Hazard and explosive resistance on a shotgun build. This is really strong. Just put Adrenaline Rush on there, and you're good to go. Following that, we have a Raldi chest piece with crit hit damage, health, and spark, and a Golden Gear backpack with hazard, crit chance, and concussion. Not bad for the backpack. I don't know. For Golden Gear hazard, I'm not sure if that's good for the Golden Gear, though. Maybe go crit chance, headshot, concussion, and then just use the status effects. Maybe. Looking at the mods, we have crit chance 5.0, pulse health 15.3, headshot 7.7, and seeker mind healing 6.3. Must buys things to look for from the clan vendor. The designated hitter is good with that max armor damage. It's not bad. The striker holster with crit chance is really good, especially for those raid builds, incursion builds, and just overall striker builds. And the True Patriot pair of knee pads is decent. You could easily just recalibrate the headshot for whatever it is you want, and then optimize that armor. The Overlord chest piece is another good one to look for. I would just recalibrate the repair skills for crit chance. And then finally, the Badger Tough backpack with that hazard explosive resistance. I would change the talent to Adrenaline Rush. All right. And that is the clan vendor and all of our vendors at the base of ops. Now it's time for us to travel west, and then we will double back east before heading over to New York City. Our first stop is the campus settlement. Now, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up, support the channel by subscribing, and let me know which items you're picking up this week. If it's a good vendor reset, if it's a bad vendor reset, let's discuss. All right, here we go. Campus settlement. Ooh, punch drunk with armor regen. Wow. You could easily use this for a regen headshot build. Nice. And then just put a headshot mod on there. And then switch the weapon damage to an armor core. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Moving on, we have a Model 700 with max optimal range and killer. Not good at all. Moving on. M249 Bravo with health damage and unhinged. For the gear items, we have Hanayu Mask with crit chance, repair skills, and a Badger Tough holster with max health. Oh my gosh, those are horrible items. Looking at the mods, repair skills 16.1, chem launcher radius 6.0, hive +4 repair charges, pulse a skill haste 5.0, and trap duration 5.9. I would definitely pick up the punch drunk. I did, and use that for a armor regen headshot build. Just saying. And then, yeah, that's it. All right. Peace out to the campus settlement. Now let's jump over to the Dark Zone. Starting with Dark Zone West. West. Now, just a reminder that all of your Dark Zone vendors require DZ resources to buy any of the items. So double check your DZ resources, go to your inventory, toggle over to resources, and just above your keys, you will see your Dark Zone resources. For example, you can see I'm at 188 out of 999. So if I find anything that I want from these vendors and I don't have enough Dark Zone resources, I have to go into the Dark Zone and either pick up the little blue boxes that are scattered amongst the Dark Zone, or I have to pick up contaminated items, deconstruct them, and then extract them to get the DZ resources. But that is how you get that currency. And let's talk to Dark Zone West. West! Let's go. And starting with the backup boomstick. Nice. With preservation. Look at that. It is the exact same one that I have on my character right now. What I would do is just recalibrate the swap speed to damage targets at a cover, and you'll have the exact same thing that I use in all my build videos. So pick this one up right meow at Dark Zone West. After that, we have a tactical Super 90 with optimal range and close and personal. I mean, that could be a good shotgun. Just switch the optimal range to damage targets at a cover. That could be useful because close and personal on a shotgun is mulligan. It's a shoo-in. And after that, we have a SIG 716 with armor damage and lucky shot. Not bad, but I'm just not a rifle type of guy. Moving on to the gear items, we have Aegis gloves with repair skills, Aces and Eights knee pads with skill damage, Grupo gloves with crit hit damage and explosive resistance, and Uzina knee pads with armor regen and headshot. Looking at the mods, we have burn resistance 8.6, Seeker Mine damage 4.3, shield health 4.2, Firefly plus 1 max target, and decoy duration of 6.0. Now, must buys things to look for from DZ West. Pick up the backup boomstick for sure. Backup boomstick is a good one. The Uzina knee pads aren't bad, but they're really not worth the DZ resources. But that backup boomstick, most definitely, that's a good pickup. Because if you get like a enemy really low and you're low on armor, just whip out the backup boomstick, kill him real quick with the preservation, and you'll have your armor back. Pretty nice, huh? All right, here we go. DZ South.
Nice to see you.
The Devil's Due with perfect clutch, armor regen, health. I don't like the attribute rolls on it. Perfect clutch. That's also not my favorite talent, but it is here, DZ South. This is a DZ exclusive or PvP exclusive item. So you can get the blueprint from Descent, or the only way to get this item is from a named item cache, Conflict, or Dark Zone. Moving on to the weapons, we have a PP19 with magazine size and Ranger, Carbine 7 with magazine size and Spike, and then a tactical M1911 with crit hit damage and Flatline. Looking at the gear items, Striker's backpack with skill haste, breaking point chest piece with crit hit damage, Araldi backpack with headshot armor regen and composure, and finally Bellstone armory chest piece with repair skills, explosive resistance, and kinetic momentum. Looking at the mods, we have crit hit damage 10.2, drone duration 6.3, turret damage 4.3, and sticky bomb blast radius of 4.7. Now, must buys, things to look for from DZ South. I mean, if you want the Devil's Due, you can pick it up, but I would definitely take that health off. Maybe crit chance if you want, but that's about it. All right.
Good dealing.
And moving on from DZ South, before we go to DZ East, we have to make a pit stop over to the Castle Settlement. Now, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up and shout out where you're from.
Active.
It's always cool to see where everyone is from. But here we go. Castle Settlement. Make sure you run over there and pet the dog. Run, run, run. Before the dog gets up and walks away. Interact. What's going on, Ransom? There we go. How you doing, Ransom? All right. So moving on to the Castle Settlement. We really haven't had many must-buys this week, I will admit. I mean, that Punch Drunk was nice, but there really wasn't any items sticking out like, dude, stop what you're doing. All right, here we go. Castle. We have the Forge. This is the named Richter and Kaiser holster with shield health and explosive resistance. For the weapons, we have a Model 700 with killer and damage targets at a cover. I mean, that's a good Model 700. That's a really good one. Pick that one up and put Determined on there. This is a bad Mamma Jamma. That's a really good sniper. Pick this sniper up. It's a good one. Model 700, I believe, is the hardest hitting sniper right now in the game. Pick this one up, put Determined on it, and hit those headshots with Headhunter. I'm telling you, do it. After that, we have a GR9 with Headshot and Eyeless. For the gear items, Alps Mask with Armor Regen Headshot, and Douglas and Harding holster with Hazard and Health. Looking at the mods, we have Skill Haste 10.3, Chem Launcher Duration 4.3, Hive Health 7.8, Pulse Cone Size 6.2, and Trap Duration of 4.1. Now, must-buys, things to look for from the Castle, I would say the Model 700, and then just change the talent. Determined, Ranger, whatever it is you want. Going to DZ East, I fast travel to the Alpha checkpoint. I do not go to the main entrance for this Dark Zone. The reason being is there's a long courtyard that you have to run through. It is much easier and faster. If you just go to the alpha checkpoint, you'll hit this double loading screen
Access
and then
complete.
just exit out the checkpoint and you're right here at the vendor. Super simple, and that way you don't have to run all the way through there. All right, here we go. DZ East, big money, no whammies.
What can I do for
The
you?
pinprick. This is the named sniper with perfect first blood, and it comes with crit hit damage. No thank you. SRS A1 with accuracy and naked. A black market M60 with armor damage and preservation. All of these are a bust. Gear items. Rigor mask with skill damage. Hunter's Fury holster with crit chance. That's nice. You could roll armor on there. Bellstone Armory mask with armor regen and hazard. That's not bad. And a Wyvern holster with status effects weapon handling. You could easily just change the weapon handling to skill damage. That's really good for Wyvern. Looking at the mods, we have skill duration 8.5, Chem Launcher duration 4.3, Hive duration 4.1, Pulse cone size 6.2, and Trap duration of 5.7. Now, must buys from DZ East, really? No, not really. Nothing. I mean, there's some okay things if you want to spend some DZ resources just to do it, but I would much rather just use them on the exotic caches. So moving on to our last stop of Washington, D.C., the theater. Here we go. Come on, man. Bring home something good. Come on.
Nice seeing you.
There we go. Yes. Fox's Prayer knee pads. Pick these up right now. These are best in slot knee pads for any damage build, any tank build, any damage tank build. Pick these up. Remember, for all your weapons, I always recommend damage to targets at a cover, and that's because you can use that with these knee pads and get more outcome for your DPS. So come on, pick these up. We are at the theater settlement. Fox's Prayer knee pads, they come with headshot damage, which you could use for headshot builds, or you could easily just recalibrate it for whatever it is you want, and then you just utilize that with the damage to targets at a cover. These are really good knee pads. I use them in a majority of my builds. Highly recommend. Pick these up if you need them. Nice. Following that, we have a tactical SESG 12 with headshot and brazen. Brazen right now is broken. Brazen right now is broken. After that, we have a SIG 716 with health damage and lucky shot. For the gear items, we have Uzina gloves with health and hazard, and Douglas and Harding knee pads with weapon handling and health. Looking at the mods, protection from elites 11%, Seeker Mine damage 4.1, Shield holstered regen 4.1, Firefly speed 7.8, and decoy duration of 6.0. Now, must buys, things to look for from the theater. The Fox's Prayer, and you could have Brazen on your shotgun, and that's it. Now, moving on to our last stop, the Haven Settlement. So we have two vendors left. We have Marco at the top of the escalator, and then we have Roy Benitez just outside. Now, yeah, thank you all so much for joining me
Safe area
on this
detected.
weekly adventure that we do every week. This nice little vendor journey, if you will. Here we go. Marco.
Hey, wanna make a trade?
AKM with armor damage and stabilize. What I would do with an AKM is keep the armor damage and go strained. Strained is really good on an AKM. It hits ridiculously hard. But the AR damage is fairly low. You would have to optimize that 4 to 5 times. But look at that total weapon damage right there, 160k. And that's really low. Come on. You could probably get that up to like 200k when everything's said and done. After that, we have a M700 Carbon with optimal range and determined. You could easily just recalibrate the optimal range to damage targets at a cover and have a lot of fun. Following that, we have the Thorn. This is the new named shotgun with perfect brazen as a talent. And it comes with reload speed. I would recalibrate the reload speed off for damage to targets at a cover. And use it with the Fox's Prayer knee pads that I showed you just a few minutes ago. And then finally for the weapons, X45 with health damage and lucky shot. Looking at the gear items, Petrov chest piece, skill damage, skill haste, kinetic momentum. Golden Gear gloves, skill haste, and explosive resistance. And finally, Brazos de Arcaba's holster with armor regen and repair skills. Looking at the mods, we have Pulse Resistance 8.5, Blind Deaf Resistance 8.5, Shield Health 4.1, Pulse Effect Duration 8.7, and Trap Duration of 4.1. Now, must-buy things to look for from Marco. The AKM's not bad, but you would have to switch that talent and do a lot of optimizing. The M700's good. I would just switch the optimal range to damage targets at a cover. The Thorn's good. Again, damage targets at a cover. And that's really about it. All right. So our last vendor of this video is Roy Benitez. And then that's it. We are done. But right before we do that, you have to make sure you interact with this dog twice. The first one, it's just petting the dog, but the second one is random. So let's see if he rolls over, tries to shake our hand. Let's see what he does here. He might jump at us. Who knows? Maybe the developers added something new. Just playing. They don't. Oh, he's trying to roll over. Oh, nope, just juked me. Yeah, I can do that too, bro. All right. And finally, Roy Benitez.
What can I do for you?
Ooh, tactical vector with measured. Eesh, that's nasty. No. No, not with measured. Measured's bad. Moving on, G28, armor damage and preservation. No. Custom M870 in sync health damage. M45A1 with reload speed and breadbasket. For the gear items, we have a Hildegard chest piece with skill damage, hazard, and explosive delivery. Providence knee pads with crit damage status. That's not bad. You could easily just recalibrate the status effects to crit chance and have double crit. And then finally, skill damage status effects on Electrique. That's a really good holster. Really good holster. Pick that holster up. Really good. Really, really good for your damage. Your status builds, you could use this with Eclipse Protocol. You could use this with just status effects in general, with Golden Gear, with Wyvern, with Empress. This is a really good holster. Pick this one up. I'll keep one too. And looking at the mods, Skill Haste 9.9, Burn Resistance 8.5, Shield Health 4.2, Pulse Radius 8.8, and Decoy Duration of 6.0. Now, must-buys from Roy Benitez, I would just say, if you want, you could go double crit on that Providence if you want, but I would stick with the Fox's Prayer, just me. And then the Electrique holster is a good one for those skill builds, most definitely.
Glad we could help each other.
But that is it for your weekly vendor reset and must-buys for today, June 25th. If you found this video helpful or informative in any way, shape, or form, make sure you hit that thumbs up. Support the channel by subscribing and let me know what you think in the comments section below. And finally, shout out where you're from. It's always cool to see where everyone's from. But that's it for me. Take care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one, all right? Peace out.